If you've ever felt like you have too many interests, like you're constantly torn between different paths, different skills, different versions of yourself, this isn't a motivation problem, and it's not a lack of discipline. It's a strategy problem. Most career advice is built for people who specialize early. Pick a lane, go all in, climb one ladder. But that model quietly fails a huge group of people, those who are naturally curious, fast learners, and mentally restless. When you force someone like that into a single narrow identity, the result isn't mastery. It's stagnation, boredom, and often burnout. So let's talk about a better strategy. The first thing to understand is that having many interests doesn't mean you're unfocused. It means your brain is good at pattern recognition across domains. You don't just like learning things, you like connecting them. That's a strength, but only if your career is designed to use it. The mistake most multi-interest people make is trying to pursue everything at the same time. That leads to shallow progress, constant guilt, and the feeling that you're always behind. The solution isn't to give things up forever. It's to sequence them. Think in terms of seasons. Instead of asking, what do I want to do for the rest of my life? Ask, what is the next skill or domain that will compound the most over the next 1 to 3 years? You go deep on one thing for a defined period of time. Not because it's your final identity, but because depth creates leverage. It gives you credibility, income, and confidence. This is what I call serial depth. You are not a dabbler. You're a deep diver, just not in one ocean forever. Now here's the part most people miss. While you're in one season of depth, you don't suppress your other interests. You keep them alive, but you demote them. They move into a low-pressure role, reading, light practice, curiosity without expectation. This prevents resentment and keeps your mind flexible without stealing energy from your main focus. Over time, something interesting happens. Your past interests don't disappear, they stack. Skills start talking to each other. The designer who learned psychology becomes a better marketer. The engineer who studied storytelling becomes a better leader. What looks chaotic from the outside is actually convergent from the inside. Career capital for multi-interest people doesn't come from being the best in one narrow box. It comes from being unusually good at bridges. You become the person who can translate between worlds, technical and creative, strategic and human, abstract and practical. But this only works if you stop measuring yourself against linear careers. You will look slower early on. Your resume will look unconventional. That's not a bug. That's the cost of building something more flexible and harder to replace. One more thing that matters: identity. People with many interests often feel pressure to explain themselves, to justify why they changed direction, to defend why they're starting over. You're not starting over. You're repositioning. Every season leaves residue, skills, insight, intuition that makes the next season more powerful. The real risk isn't having too many interests. The real risk is never going deep enough in any of them long enough to let them pay you back. So if you're feeling scattered right now, don't panic. Pick one direction that feels meaningful and strategically useful. Commit to it for a season. Let the others rest, not die. Trust that the through line will reveal itself later. Careers aren't ladders anymore. For people like you, they're mosaics. And mosaics only make sense when you step back and look at the whole pattern. If this felt like it was describing you, you're in the right place. So stick around. We'll keep exploring this together. Like and subscribe. And most importantly, don't forget to have a good time. And I'll see you in the next one.